good evening, Elite Business Women Association. We are here tonight. You guys. Let me just get everything going. We're here tonight. You guys get excited, get excited. We have a great night going. And we want to present to you some and most that didn't get to join the Women Wisdom session with Sonja Keeve. Let me just tell you, I'm going to bring her up. But first, before we get started, I want to go over a little bit about how the Elite Business Women Association works and what is the Elite Business Women Association or Elite Business Women Group. Let me just tell you guys, I'm Chanel Monique, ChanelMonique.com. Somebody said for the people in the back that didn't hear you, Chanel Monique, ChanelMonique.com. Say it one more time because a 3-strand cord is not easily broken. It's Chanel Monique, ChanelMonique.com. You're going to have that stuck in your head by the night. And you're going to know which website to go to tonight. And so I am the Elite Business Women CEO. Let me tell you, we are super excited because the organization is growing and thriving. And tonight we have Woman Wisdom session. So we want to go ahead and get started. I want to give people some time to come on, chime in, tell where you're calling, where you're chiming in from. Put your city and state in the actual chat. Come on, somebody. I know we got some people on here tonight. So put your city and your state in the chat if you can for me. If you can hear me, let me know if you can hear me good. Am I talking too fast? Because I'm a fast talker. I do sales and consulting on my day job. So hey y'all, I see you. I'm timing in from Fredericksburg. Hey, listen, to God be the glory. He gives me motivation. I keep you guys motivated. I stay motivated. It keeps me motivated. So who else is out there chiming in? What city and state are you chiming in from? Because this is a global platform. We have people from all over the world. I know I got some people from Bahamas. I know I got some people from Trinidad and Tobago. I know I got some people from California. I know I got some people from China. Come on now. I know I got some people from all over in here. Nightdale, North Carolina. Come on, we in the building, North Carolina. Throw your hands up. I'm in North Carolina. I used to reside in Virginia, Fredericksburg, Virginia, but now I'm in North Carolina, UNC Tar Heels, baby. But so tonight we gonna go ahead and get started. ATL in the house. Nicole from ATL. Hey, sis. Yep, excited to see Sonja on tonight. She's amazing. Nicole is amazing as well. She has an amazing business going. I can't wait to partner and collaborate with her as well. And so anyone else, I know some other women are on tonight. You guys invite some women to the show. Because this is going to be informative for all women to understand that they need to have additional layers of income. I put up this morning that multiple streams of income are your reality. And so we have someone here that's going to share her wealth of knowledge with you. Oh, hold on. Well, knowledge don't come free, y'all. I'm gonna just tell you that now. And so if she's sharing it with you, you better take note, get your notepads and get everything you need, your pen, your paper. You get your little tablets, record it and put it on your recorder to go back and play and listen and share this with the elite a businesswoman. If you know any other business women, share this with them. And so we're gonna go ahead and get started. I want to just go over a quick presentation a little bit. I'm not gonna go too fast, but before I bring Sonja on, about who the Elite Business Women Association is. And so I'm just gonna put up my little screen. This is Woman Wisdom Woman Wisdom session, and this is the Elite Business Women Association. The Elite Business Women Association is a worldwide collaborating in health, fitness, finance, wealth, and more. We were established in 2017. Yes, we've been around a while. We ain't new to this, we true to this. And so we've been building women from the beginning of time. You say, I'm telling you, I've been in this industry almost since 2000, doing this, speaking at different organizations and different, getting nominated for different awards. If I could show you my track record so that you'll know that this is something that we know. It's not something that we're just trying. And so with the Elite Business Women Association, it's a community of support and empowerment. Let me just tell you that a community of support and empowerment. When you build the people, and people gonna build your business, you got to empower others. And it's a thriving community dedicated to empowering, elevating women worldwide. We don't have no hate among us, not in our hearts. And so we believe in transforming the power of connection, education. If I know something, my sister gonna know. Hold on. I'm gonna speak my next sister name in the room. Yes, if I know something, she's gonna flourish both personally and professionally. And that's what it's about. It's a platform where you can flourish. Each woman can flourish without worrying about somebody else stepping on her sister's toes. She can flourish both personally and professionally. Hold on, that you don't get that around here these days. And so with the Elite Business Women, I am Chanel Monique, ChanelMonique.com. I am an award-winning entrepreneur, Amazon bestseller, author, and global speaker, and a publisher. I got my own publishing company. I'm a 14-year lupus survivor. Come on, somebody. I don't think y'all understand what that is. A 14-year lupus survivor, and I have a nonprofit organization called Fight for Lupus that brings awareness to chronic illness and seeking a cure. So, and I also have a lip gloss. Where's my lip gloss? Can't find it. My lip gloss and lash line. And then I have several different books. So I do have Chanel Luminous Lip Gloss and Chanel Meet Glam Lashes. And then I have Kingdom Minded Publishing, which is my publishing company. We just published one of our first anthologies for my sister, Apostle Verenda, the Queen's Fellowship. Oh, God. And I'm so excited for her organization to be able to share the book with others. And also I have a TV show called Woman Worship Wednesday on YouTube and all Facebook channels. And then also I am married. I'm married to the husband of my life. Look, the man of my dreams. That's my husband. And we have several different ministries. One of our ministries is called Mountain Movers Ministry, which is an organization where a church actually, where we bring healing and restoration and salvation. Hallelujah, Lord. And then we have Merit to Ministry and Kingdom Minded Publishing. Also, I'm a president of Girls United for Life. And Girls United for Life, I'm actually, my co-founder is my daughter. And so I'm going to talk about that in just a second. But what I want to go over is a little bit, you guys. I know y'all still with me. I ain't going to hold y'all too long. I know Sonja going to come up and she going to be fired up when I'm finished, because I'm getting her ready. You know, you had to get them ready. So we have the Elite Circle. With the Elite Business Association, we have the Elite Circle. It has a member profile. You have a member directory. We have meetups as well in different locations. You can advertise up to 4 times in the Elite Business Women magazine. Let me hold on, y'all. I didn't. Where my magazine at? I forgot to put it, but it's the Elite Business Women magazine. You can get exclusive discounts off of business services, like you're going to be able, London, UK is in the building. And then you're going to get unlimited promotion in the advertisement in the Facebook group. So you're going to be able to advertise as much as you want to. I'm going to give you full access to advertise. Then you get the Elite Business Women coaching and accountability session. and then you get international award nominations. So you guys know I get a lot of nominations as being nominated for a lot of different awards. I also nominate other women that win nomination awards in different organizations. It doesn't matter what kind of organization. I don't nominated women that 5 women that won in Achi award show. Yes, I've nominated 5 women that have won in different other shows. And so it's amazing that we can refer women over and they win. All I want to do is see women win. If we can all win, if I ain't got to win all the time, I want my sister to win, so let me nominate her and put her name in amongst others. So let me just tell you, and these women can testify. I wish they would write a little statement saying, yes, she did nominate me and I won. But but also we have education advancement certification. So we do have coaches in our organization. We have Christian counseling coaches. We have doctorals. So if you ever want to get your doctorate, we can also nominate you for that as well. We have speaking opportunities. So where you can do things like this, the woman wisdom session. Also, we have the Elite Business Women award show coming up. We're looking for speakers too. Also, we have social media spotlight where we spotlight your business. Also, you can be featured monthly in our spotlight in our newsletter and website. Come on, somebody. That's enough right there for your business to flourish. Just tell me about it. I don't think y'all understand the power of networking and collaboration and connecting with other women and reaching their market. My market, I have tonight Sonja on. Let me just give y'all an example, and then I'm going to move on. I have Sonja on. My network is different from Sonja's network, but I have some people in my network that are interested. They can be interested in podcasting and want to know how can they get started. So why not I connect my people, the people that I can't reach, that Sonja may be able to reach and teach podcasting too. And then she reaches a new market and that expands her market globally. Come on, somebody. I don't think y'all understand that the power of networking. Everybody is not your customer. Everybody is not your partner. You have to understand that some people are connected to you to get connected to other people. Whew, I said a mouthful right there. And so we're going to go on. I just want to tell y'all about how connections work. Some people not going to listen, but we're going to go on. In Elite Business Women Association business, we have business funding. You can get funding. You can get your business growing. We have from 5,000 to 2 million in business funding. A good loan is fast and easy when you come to us. I am a senior loan consultant. And so you can always apply, review. We can review your application and you can get funding within 48 hours. That's a part of the Elite Business Women Association funding. So all you have is a one-stop shop. If you need funding, we have other products like cash flow advances. We have fix and flips or bridge loans. We have rental loans. We have new construction and loans. So if you're looking to do rental properties, you see, this organization is trying to build you and build your portfolio so that you don't have one source of income. You have several sources of income. If you don't got people like that in your circle, you need some new people in your circle that show you how to get to the money. How long? They say real estate is the number one billionaire making market. I don't know what else you're going to do. I want to be able to land on an island and drink a little orange juice and juices and fruit and eat fruit, swim in turquoise waters. That's the life that we want to live. But we have to invest in trust that God has given us the plan. Also, if you want to do a new construction home, you want to build your dream home from the ground up, these are all business loans. You can get a business line of credit, working capital. I hope some people are on here tonight that is listening to this information, because this is free. And so, and also, you don't have to have no income verification. Don't let the traditional income verification hoops hold you back. You can get unique funding with us, and you can achieve your business goals. I want to see people live the life that they deserve to live. And so that's why we're telling you about that. You can get a free consultation by going to the elitebwa.org. And so I'm going to go on, and then we have the Elite Business Women Global Directory, where you can connect your business. It comes with the association. We have the magazine, the Elite Business Women magazine, which highlights and achieves, achievements of women. And Sonja is going to be, I can't tell y'all, but I'm going to just tell you, she's surprised. Uh, and then we were nominated for the Media Publication of the Year, one of the fastest growing magazines digitally and print. Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all, I can't make this up. And then we have the Girls United for Life. This is one of the organizations that we have mentoring programs for women. We Elite Business Women, we volunteer to help young women that are at risk. And then Elite Business Women also is going to have group homes for the at-risk teens and the at-risk men, young boys. So our mission is to help teen girls and teen men be victorious and successful in today's society. Because I don't know if you watch the news today, every young person is under 14 has been in the news. I haven't seen anyone over 14, some stealing cars, some taking doing a high speed chases, some shooting up schools, and some the ones that was fighting at the Super Bowl celebration were 14-year-olds. And so these teens are at risk right now. And so if we don't stop it, we're going to lose our future. The children are our future. And so we have to do preventive measures by preparing them for success. And if we prepare them for success, we don't have to repair them. Oh, Jesus, I said a mouthful right there. I'm moving on. And then we also contribute to Fight for Lupus. I have an organization that provides support, co-pays, medications, rides to doctor visits. And also we have a donor program that matches healthy adult survivors to a donor. If a person needs a kidney, we try to match them up for a life-saving transplant. Come on, somebody. You got to be able to help save someone's life today. We got two. Why not give one away? So I say that, and they save a life. And so with the Elite Business Women, normally it's $3.99, but today, since you on this live, it's only $99. Go to elitebwa.org and use coupon special. Put special in and get started in the organization today, because you don't want to miss these benefits. And people say, oh, it's all about money. But let me just tell you, it takes money to run a business. It takes money to run this program. I'm telling you, it takes money to do anything in this world. If you ain't got, there's money up there with oxygen. If you ain't got money, you about to starve, and you about to suffocate. So, and if some people might say, you know what, this ain't for me, but tell your sister. If some people may say, you know what, I gotta get a little bit more information. Hallelujah, Lord. I got to get a little bit more information. So if you need some information, then you can go to Elite Business Women, Elite, ELITEBWA.org, and you can get information. And then one person said, you know what, this is for me, Chanel. Well, welcome to Elite Business Women Association, and get ready, let's run, because that's what we're doing. We're thriving. We have a thriving community. Other benefits I just want to go over really quick. We already talked about the grants. We have grant opportunity. I have someone that can write grants for your organization. We teach you how to structure your organization to get grants and money free. We teach you how to get corporate funding. We teach you how to get business exposure and recognition, award nominations, and honorary doctorate nominations. Come on, somebody, and speaking engagements all over the world. When you connected to the elite business women, you connected to the elite of the elites, because people trust the people of the elite business women. Then we have the Elite Business Women Award Show. You guys go to Elite Business Women, nominate your sister, nominate your cousin, nominate your girl. Now, listen, nominate them for the award show. It's going to be huge this year. And then let's stay connected. Let's stay connected, because I want to stay connected with each one of you. So if you have questions, if you need me to answer some, I want you guys to just reach out to me and let me know. Chanel, I want to talk to you about this. I can give you a 15-minute consultation. All you have to do is connect with me, and we can consult about all the things that you have in question. And so now, that was a lot, one of y'all. So now I want to bring up someone I have a huge amount of respect for. I ain't going to take y'all long. She knows her business. Hallelujah. She is a master podcast coach. She is the CEO of founder of Sisters with Voice podcast network. She is in Fredericksburg, VA. Yes, I didn't get to see my sister when I was there, but listen, I'm going to be up there soon. We're going to be at an award show with Anitra together. So we're going to be able to meet. But let me just tell you, she is an amazing woman. She knows what she's talking about. So y'all get ready. Y'all get ready. Invite your sisters, invite your brothers. They can come on too. But I want to introduce to some and tell you who Sonja Keeve. Come on up, sister.
Well, hello, beautiful.
Hi, honey. How you doing?
I am fantastic. I am so honored to be here. And thank you so much for inviting me and allowing me to be here tonight to talk to all of my amazing queens that are here tonight. I see some of my Fab Five sisters have come in as well. And so I am honored to be here. And so I am I I'm here because the thing that I absolutely love is being able to talk to my women about the power of podcasting. And so I'm going to bring up my
Well, you
presentation.
take the floor. I'm finna put back on out until you need me.
Awesome. So, ladies, thank you so much for being here. And as I am pulling up my presentation, hopefully you guys will be able to see it. Um, let's see. Lovely word of technology when you're trying to share. Awesome. There we go. So again, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedules to be here tonight. I do not take it lightly when folks show up for me. And so again, thank you so much for being here. And tonight we're going to talk about how to build a profitable brand through podcasting. Now, I definitely want this to be interactive. So definitely put your comments in the chat because I always want to know who's here. Hey, Nicole, my fabulous sister. Thank you so much for being here. And so if you have a podcast, I want you to put a 1 in the comments. And if you do not have a podcast, I want you to put a 2 in the comments because I always like to know who is in the room. And so, of course, I don't want to take advantage that people all know who I am. So let me just tell you a little bit about me. So again, my name is Sonja Keeve, as Chanel said. I am the CEO and founder of Sisters with a Voice podcasting network. I am a master podcast coach and teacher. I am also the host of my very own podcast show entitled Inspiring Nations with Sonja Keeve. We are in 164 plus countries, and I interview women from around the globe that have stories of how they inspire others every day. I am also an international Amazon best-selling author of my brand new book entitled Beyond the Mic, the Game-Changing Guide to Podcasting. And so, while all of that is amazing, you are here to understand how you can incorporate a podcast into your business. And so, I always love talking to my audience about why having a podcast matters. And a podcast really matters because what a podcast can do for your business is number one, it can help you become the expertise and authority in your industry, because podcasts will allow for like to have those really in-depth conversations, right? And you can talk about various topics in the industry in which you serve by providing a valuable insight and knowledge. And by doing so, having your podcast will position yourself as an authority figure in garnering trust and respect in your audience and with your audience. Another reason why podcast matters is because it's so accessible and convenient. Like, how many of you all have ever listened to a podcast? Most of the times, people who listen to a podcast, they are typically consuming a podcast, whether they're traveling to commute to work, or they're working out, or taking a break, or doing chores around the house. It's an easily accessible platform to get information, because people are tuning in most of the times to a podcast to be able to get information, whether it's to be educated, informed, or even inspired. And with a podcast, you really have what I like to call this human authentic touch through the power of audio. So imagine when you're tuning into a podcast and you are getting information that is transforming your life, or it's helping you to be able to take that next best step. Unlike written emails and texts that emails that we are inundated with every single day, a podcast really just allows you to connect to your voice, right? Well, that's the power of podcasting. So when people hear my voice, they're transformed by tuning in, because when we listen to something audibly, we take it in deeper, right? And we meditate on what we're hearing, and we connect through this emotion and authenticity that starts to grow. And really, listeners get to connect with you in sincerity and passion through your voice. And lastly, course, global reach and scalability. As I said, Inspiring Nations podcast show is heard in 164 countries. But would you believe, when I launched it back in 2018, I had no idea how to start a podcast. But what I knew was that I had went to God and I had asked him to help me to enlarge my territory. Like, how many of you all have heard about the prayer of Jabez? That was my prayer, that God would enlarge my territory. And he gave me Inspiring Nations. And by launching my own podcast show, it allowed me to just do that, get that global reach and scalability. And so the same thing can happen for you. It's going to enable you to expand your brand, your reach beyond the borders, and even cultures. Now, when I got into podcasting, I really wanted to understand if podcasting could be a thing that not only was scalable, but could reach millions of people around the world. And was this something that was just here today, gone tomorrow? And so my professional background before I started my business, I was in accounting and auditing. And so I was always fascinated by numbers, and I was always fascinated with trends. And so when I came into the industry in 2018, there were 550,000 podcasts worldwide. To date, there are now over 5 million podcasts and continuing to grow. And so, what this says to me is that there is scalability that is year over year growing because more and more people are seeing the power of what a podcast can do. Now, of course, people get concerned. Well, if I get into this industry where there's 5 million podcasts in the world, how is it that I could stand out with the expertise that I offer? And that's what we're here about tonight, is really about defining what your brand is. And Jeff Bezos said it best: is your brand is what other people say about you when you are not in the room. And so my question to you is, what are people saying about you when you're not in the room? And if your brand is not speaking for you and going before you, then incorporating a podcast is the one tool that's going to help enhance that brand and get you that scalability that you desire. But for most, sometimes that idea of branding, now I am not a branding specialist, but I have seen what a podcast can do to help build that brand. And when you really think about your brand, like, people always hear it's your colors, your websites, there's some aspects of it, but what your brand really comes down to is, what is your unique selling proposition? And so if we want to really get into really identifying what that unique selling position or USP is for your brand, it starts with you first defining your target audience. When you start to launch your very first podcast show, you want to be able to understand, who is my audience? Who am I talking to, right? You need to understand their demographics. What are their interests? What are their pain points? We hear this all the time when we are building a business and we're trying to connect to our ideal client. While you are speaking through your podcast, you want to be able to know that the information that you're delivering is touching and meeting the target audience you are trying to reach. Sometimes it may require you to do market research, really identifying where are the gaps in your industry that you see. When I started podcasting, the gap that I saw was that I didn't see a lot of women of color who were in the podcasting industry. And at the time when I was podcasting, we only represented 22% of all podcasters in the world. And now that number has doubled to about 40%. And it's continuing to evolve because people are starting to see and tap into that. By having a podcast, I can, guess what, differentiate myself, right? This is all part of your brand identity. So when you want to tap into this 5 million podcast shows in the world, you can differentiate yourself because, first of all, you are unique. As the Bible teaches us, we are fearfully and wonderfully made, right? And so you can differentiate yourself with your podcast just by the format, your flow, your style, the type of guest that you decide to have on your show. Remember, you are becoming and building something amazing. And so that storytelling, telling your story, that's how many of us started our businesses, right? We all have a story of how we began to build our businesses. Well, with your podcast show lays the foundation for you building the brand so that you can begin to tell the story that you desire to tell. And so with your podcast and your branding messaging, it's really identifying now, what is going to be my message that I want to deliver. So if I were to ask you, based upon your expertise, what are the top 3 things that you can share with someone who needs the service that you have? Each of you could probably rattle off 3 things or 3 problems that you see in your industry that people aren't really tapping into, right? And so when you can do that, you can create a focus with your podcast show that allows you to give the information that they need, so that, guess what happens? When you give information that solves your ideal client's biggest problem or helps them to pursue their biggest passion, guess what? You now have an offer that you can deliver to them. And that podcast show allows you to do that. But when we are but when we're thinking about, our gifts, right? The things that we all have our own toolbox, right? And inside of that toolbox, I like to say, are your gifts, your time, and your talent. And so when you think about your gifts, what are you naturally good at? Like, what is the thing that you do with the least amount of effort? That is your gifts. And then when you think about your time, I want you to think about, well, how much time is it going to take for your audience to reach their intended solution? And for everybody, that's going to be different, right? And then when you think about your oh, this I'm sorry, guys. This my face is in the middle of my presentation. And so when you think about your talent, right? Your talent is the ability, your credibility, and the skills at what you do. Because for people um pay for solutions, right? And so you have the ability and the capability, and what you do naturally is what people will pay for, right? And so with your podcast show, you get to utilize that platform to be able to tap into your gifts. And starting a podcast doesn't take a lot of time, but you also want to know exactly why you're showing up, and then your expertise, that's your talent that allows you to be able to tap into your audience. Now, identifying your niche, that's when you're thinking about your target market. I always tell people when you are launching your podcast, now, while your podcast show will reach people globally around the world, I want you to niche that down and think about, if you had the ideal listener for your particular show, singular, who would that be? And that really helps you to narrow down the type of topics that you need to create that is going to help identify your ideal listener. And so you really want to niche down your podcast focus, because sometimes when people start a podcast, they have all these amazing ideas in their head about the type of show that they want to have. But sometimes we can get so overwhelmed with the idea that we have a disconnect to the connection of who our message is intended for. And so when you have a focus, like for example, for Inspiring Nations with Sonja Keeve, that show was designed for women to tell their stories of how they inspire others every day. And so on the show, while it's inspirational in nature, hence why the word inspiring is in the name, I wanted listeners to not only be inspired, but I also wanted them to be transformed and feel like, if I can listen to this guest share how she walked away from her six-figure business, her six-figure corporate job, and started her own business, and now became a legacy for her family, and her son became the first millionaire in their family, then someone who's listening, who's sitting at home, possibly at a corporate job that they no longer are invested in, taking that leap to be able to say, you know what, I want to start a business to be able to create legacy to leave to my children. I'm inspired by her story on the show. And so I want to be able to do the same thing. You want your podcast show to do the same thing. So regardless of the industry that you are serving or that you're in, you want to be able to have a clear focus that really helps you to create that compelling content that people cannot get enough of. And so when we're talking about your brand plus your podcast show, that's where you have impact, because guess what? That's what you really want to have. Like when we hear the word legacy, people think about legacy is about leaving something to the generations after us. I propose to tell you, legacy is about the impact and the lives that you touch every single day. And so, with your brand, which is your business, you add a podcast, you're going to have impact. And how? Because a well defined brand is going to help you articulate who you are, what your podcast is about, and what values you stand for. When your brand communicates an expertise and authority in your niche market, You are perceived as a credible source of information, right? And the perception is your reputation will grow as a knowledgeable podcaster because people will tune in. They will get the information because you're the expert. People are getting transformed, getting the information that they need. You start to become a sought after leader. And then a strong brand will often revolve around shared values. And so when your audience resonates with your values, they become, guess what, part of a community. And that's really why we're all here tonight. We are all part of a community because we are not meant to do life alone. And so with your podcast show, it becomes this now. I like to call raving fans that you have for your podcast. And guess what that does for you? It helps you to build community. And then people have a sense of belonging because as humans, that's what we want. We want to have a sense of belonging. And so by incorporating that podcast into your brand, you're going to have impact. And then crafting that compelling podcast content. When you're creating that compelling content, think about like a good book that you've read. You sit there, you read that book, you can't stop. You want to, get to the next chapter or even binge watching your favorite Netflix show. Well, your podcast show does the same thing. It's going to attract your targeted audience. And because you're attracting that right audience, guess what? They're going to engage with you. They're going to connect to your brand. They're going to tell other people about it. And when they hear your expertise sharing it on your podcast show, guess what? That begins to differentiate you. Now, people get confused. Like there are several genres out there. There's inspirational, there's educational, there's societal, there's political, there's news, there's health and wellness. So there are billions of people in the world that fall into a lot of these genres. But what differentiates you from the rest of the 5 million podcast shows out there is you are the unique special sauce, that the way you deliver your content, the way you show up, the way you do videos. Like how many times we have watched our friends or colleagues do like our Facebook live videos, and someone could talk about the same topic, but it's something different that you deliver. And so with your podcast show, you get to differentiate yourself. And by doing so, you generate positive reviews because people will tune in and they'll leave those amazing reviews and say the host was so amazing. The information was valuable. It was information I could use. I didn't feel like the person was rambling. I felt like they were speaking directly to me, even though they may not even be in front of you. Like I told you, Inspiring Nations is in 164 countries, and I have not met all of the people that the lives that this show has touched. But because through the power of my voice, I've created an amazing community of amazing women every day who are impacting their community simply because they have a podcast. And the easiest way to really garner and build that brand, your brand, leveraging guest collaborations. That was the quickest way that I started to see my show grow, was that I had amazing guests that came onto the show. Because guess what happens when you leverage guests? You now tap into their network, because guess what? The guests that you are interviewing, they invite their network. And now you have a whole new plethora of folks that now are connected to you simply because you have created a platform that's unlike anything else. And so you want to think about, write a list of, like, if you had top 10 men or women that you want to have on your show, who would those people be? And when you invite an interesting and amazing guest on your show, it just adds value, because what happens, it's all about the company that you keep, right? And so when you are inviting incredible people, that's why I'm here, a part of Elite Business Women Association, because Chanel Monique is such an amazing boss in her own right. And so I want to be connected to amazing women that are doing and shaking up communities in a positive way. And so your podcast can do the very same thing. Um, and you can cross promote. I love working with other podcasters that have their own podcast shows. And guess what we do? We cross promote and we become each other's guests on each other's shows. So guess what? Now you're even building the community even out wider. So think about your podcast as casting this wide net on a global scale. And the beauty of it is you don't even have to leave your own home. I am in my home studio and I am impacting lives halfway around the world. And the overhead, I have no overhead because I'm not in a building. I'm in my home studio and I'm impacting lives in such an amazing way. And I'm interviewing women all around the globe. And I would have never been able to do that had I not leveraged my guests, had I not had a podcast, had I not had this platform. Now, of course, we are all business women, right? And we all have businesses and we're in business, yes, to make an impact, but we are also here to make money. And so when we talk about our podcast, can you monetize a podcast? You absolutely can. And there's several ways that you can monetize a podcast. Brand partnerships is one way. I have a partnership with Nicole, and she and we do business together and we help each other. And my having my podcast show allowed me to connect her. I didn't know Nicole before I had my own podcast show, right? And so brand partnerships allow you to do that because monetization often will involve partnerships with other brands. You know, we see this in on corporate America in public companies. Your company can build a partnership. So think about women inside of this group that you would love to do a partnership with, right? You can enhance your own brand visibility and reputation just by the folks that you are connected to. And with that sidebar, there may be some folks you need to cut off that may be bringing your brand down because guess what? Sometimes not everybody's supposed to go on that journey with you, but that's a sidebar. Another way that you can monetize your podcast is through direct income. So, monetization methods such as sponsorships, ads, listener donations can generate direct income for you. This revenue can be reinvested into your podcast, where you can use for marketing or even expand your podcasting ventures. Events. How many of you all have hosted your own conferences? You can monetize your podcast at events, and allows you to host live events, giveaways, or contests. I host every year Podcasters Rock conference, and so I leverage my conference and my podcast show to be able to add a monetization value. Word of mouth marketing, and believe it or not, one of the easiest ways that you can monetize a podcast instantly is utilizing the products and services that you already have. Because guess what? You get to advertise for free on your own podcast show, creating your own commercials, telling your audience when that next book is dropping, when that next coaching program is starting, or when your next conference is happening. And statistics have shown that 54% of those that have tuned into a podcast have admitted that they bought a product or service simply because they heard it on a podcast show. And so when we think about the future of podcasting, it's continuing to grow by leaps and bounds because now we have the introduction of AI tools. Ladies, please do not fear AI. AI can be used as a responsible tool to only enhance what you have. People say that AI is taking jobs away. AI in the podcasting industry has helped so many creatives to create their topic ideas, their show ideas. You can use AI to say, "Hey, AI," and I always use my AI literally, and I talk nice to it because I don't want a whole iRobot situation. But I would type in the field of AI and say, "Hey, I am thinking about doing this type of show. I want to reach this type of audience. I want to speak about topic A, B, C, and D. Give me your top 10 topics that would be good that could center around this, or give me a great podcast show idea based upon these topics." this is- it will help generate some ideas, and sometimes we need kind of that creative flow to garner some of those ideas. There's voice search technology, so when you have a podcast show, people can find you through going by saying, "Hey Google," or "Hey Siri," and you can use features that can help tap in so people can find your podcast show and connect with you. And you want to and when you're thinking about your podcast show, you want to create a podcast show name that's memorable, nothing that's super long, but that when you hear it, it's catchy. So when people hear Inspiring Nations, it's very easy to remember. And people know me know I am very inspirational in nature. I like to inspire other women. So it was an easy buy-in for me to create a show called Inspiring Nations. Um, you can do exclusive live event summits, right? So platforms like Podbeam offer the ability for you to create live exclusive paid events for like VIP productions. And so this is another monetization tool. And then some of you have memberships out there. You guys have Facebook groups or maybe memberships. You could create a podcast that offers subscriptions and special benefits for those that are part of your community. And so these are just some creative ways that you can incorporate what you're already doing, but now adding the podcast just adds another layer to helping you to build that brand presence. So, in summary, building a profitable brand through podcasting is not just about disseminating information, right? It is about creating a vibrant, engaging community around your expertise. And by staying true to who you are, to your voice, and consistently, hence the word consistently, delivering high quality content, your podcast can become the cornerstone of a thriving, profitable brand. And remember, your journey is really unique, and you really want to embrace the challenges that come along the way. Our journeys are always evolving and we're always becoming, but I want you to celebrate your successes. So your business that you have, celebrate the wins that you have, no matter how big or small, right? And then when you add a podcast, this just adds that next layer to helping you level up your business so that you can be the brand boss queen that you already are. And so I want to thank you for tuning in tonight. And I hope that you learned something that you didn't know about podcasting. And then if you're someone who's saying, "Well, Sonja, I really want to launch a podcast in 2024. It's time for me to take my brand to the next level." Then I want to offer you the opportunity to join my next podcast cohort to launch your podcast in 30 days. So just imagine this time next month, you'll have a fully flushed out podcast, creating impact, building your brand, and touching millions. My next class begins Sunday, February the 25th. We only take 10 clients per session because we like to have this very intimate setting. And so, if you want more information on how you can join my next class, you can visit my website at sonjakeeve.com, or you can hit me up on Facebook, LinkedIn at Sonja Keeve, or you can email me, Sonja at sonjakeeve.com. So, Chanel, I want to thank you for allowing me the honor to be here tonight to share why podcasting matters, how it can build your brand. And I hope that if you do not have a podcast, that you will consider launching your most powerful podcast today in 2024 because the world is waiting for you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Listen, you made me want to revisit my podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, wait a minute. She just reminded me how valuable this podcast is. And so
Yes. Yes.
and so I thank God for you. I thank God for all that you poured out tonight to the ladies and everybody that's going to watch the replay tonight. I'm going to tell you, it was some valuable information, and they better get in the class and learn. Y'all get in the class. And so we just want to thank Sonja for coming on tonight. This won't be the last time that you see her on the Elite Business Women Association. We do have conferences. They said amazing, amazing, awesome. Awesome. You had, yes, amazing, right? Y'all gonna start a podcast? Y'all gonna go to class? Come on now, ladies. She already gave you all the benefits. So all you got to do is implement.
Absolutely.
And the way that you broke it down for us, how that you can actually monetize off of it was the most amazing thing for me. And then the cross promoting, I love that as well. I love cross promoting with others and
Yes.
collaborating with others.
Yes.
And that's amazing. And so, and then being able to have a conference, I didn't think of that with the podcast, and then being heard. I do podcasting. I go and listen to podcasts. I used to drive almost an hour
Mm-hmm.
to work in
Mm-hmm.
Fredericksburg
Yep.
and going
Yep.
to Woodbridge.
Yep.
And so I used to listen to podcasts because nothing was on the radio but people
Yeah.
talking, and I can't have people talking in my head. But I want to hear some informational, if some podcasts that were giving me information and inspiring me and encouraging me and uplifting
Yes.
me. And
Yes.
so that is a way that people, you said they can go and say, "Hey Siri, find me this," and your
Yes.
podcast can come up.
Yes.
And then the AI technology, like you said, don't be scared of it. Don't be
Yeah.
scared of
Yeah.
AI, because AI is a creative way of doing things. It helps me be so creative these days. That's
Yes.
why you see all of me being so much productive because of
Yes.
AI.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
they have to catch on to all of the things that are going
Yes.
on. Is the world is evolving, if it's going to do it with you or without you.
Yes. Absolutely.
Podcasting is going to continue to grow, like you said
Yes.
when we started.
Yes.
It wasn't that many women in it, and
Mm-mm.
see, and as
No.
I see, you are consistent, you persistent, and you continue to show up, and that's what I love about you. so so I am super excited. Thank you so much for coming on. And I truly appreciate you believing in the Elite Business Women Association. And it's like I said, it's I don't take it lightly. Like you said, you don't take it lightly when someone shows up for you.
No.
I don't as well. I don't take it lightly that you showed up, and you definitely gave it your all tonight, and definitely gave them some information that they can. Oh God, if they didn't get it, they better catch the replay. And the replay will be in the Elite Business. So I don't want to hold you long. I do want to just thank you for coming on. And ladies, ladies, ladies. So thank you so much. Any other last words before you go? Give an inspiration, motivation, something.
Well, the thing that I want to tell you is one of my favorite quotes by Wes Morris says, I would rather flirt with failure than to never have danced in my joy. And so I don't want you to go through another year this year wishing, thinking, and dreaming about the things that you wished you had done. I want you to really take off the blinders and just go full into your gifts, your callings. And if you are struggling with trying to understand where you fall in that, a great friend of mine shared that there are three things you want to write down when you're trying to identify like what's your next in growing your brand and in your business is identifying your gifts, your gaps, and your goals. And so when you think about those three G's, think about where you fit in with your gifts, your gaps, and your goals. And a podcast can, it's an easier barrier to entry, but you want to be able to have the understanding of your why. And I want each of you that are watching this tonight and will catch this in a replay, that you have such wisdom inside of you that all you have to do to start your podcast is to open your mouth and
Mm,
speak.
mm.
And when you do that, I promise you, you will not only enlarge your territory, but you will expand and inspire a world, because people are waiting for you to show up. You just need to execute, press the record, and I can help you take you to the next level. But you've got to be ready to say yes to you.
Wow. Well, say yes to you. Tonight we saying yes. I have some women in the chat that's gonna say yes. They said this is good. This is good. Do you say yes? Yes. Gifts, gaps, and goals. So yes, Catherine, who's gonna be on tomorrow. So thank you so much again, Sonja, for coming on. We are super excited about what you're doing and everything. We're gonna be sharing your flyer in the group so that people can join join your class that's coming up. So you
Yeah.
guys gonna she's a limited space, so y'all better get in, don't get left behind.
Yeah, because they sign up, people sign up fast, truly.
They it's going so fast, and so
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah.
get in, and I'm gonna tell you, you won't be disappointed. I'm telling you. So, you guys, we just want to thank her again. Give her some love. Give us tell her the amazing job. Continue to connect with her. Go connect with her on Facebook and continue to help encourage her, uplift her as well. That's what we do as elite business women. We are the cream of the crop. We are the best of the
Yes.
best. And this is what we do. We set the trend. We don't follow the trend. We set the trend. We
That's
don't
right.
cancel our sister. We uplift our sister. We
Yes.
promote our sister. We encourage
Yes.
our sister, and we support our sisters. And so I do thank you for coming on again. I'm going to let everybody get off of here tonight, but I do want to go ahead and give you guys tomorrow. We have my sister, Mrs. Catherine LaBoy. She is coming on telling you guys about health is wealth. Oh, that's me. That's me. Health is wealth, you guys. And so you guys don't want to miss tomorrow's at 7:30, same place. Invite some sisters on to the Elite Business Women group. Invite them on. She's gonna bring a dynamic. If you thought my sister Sonya was good, you better come on, keep on the icing, keep going on the cake. We're gonna keep putting the icing on the cake. And I know y'all love cake. so, so don't miss tomorrow's event at 7:30. You guys chime in, invite your friends, invite your sisters. Health is wealth. She's gonna tell you how to stay healthy, and not only is she just looks amazing. You just looks amazing at her age, and she'll tell you all of that. But I do want to just thank you guys for joining tonight. This is the Elite Business Women Association. Remember, go to the Elite Business Women, learn about the association, join the association, and it's only $99. Put special in at the checkout at your cart. When you put special in at your cart, you're going to get the discount. And so we just want you to have the benefits. Listen, it's all who you connected to. Your network is your net worth. Ha. Somebody better say it again. Your network is your network. So thank you for coming out, for joining tonight. Share this with a friend. Share the Elite Business Women with a friend, a sister. And we love you, and you can't do nothing about it. Elite Business Women Association. Come on, somebody. And I want to play a little bit about some elite business women here.